Hello everyone, my name is Ben and welcome back to PASSTHEauxCORD, a channel where it's been a little while since there's been a beanie on my head. But regardless of that, today I'm going to be checking out an album that a lot of you seemed very enthused for me to check out. This is the second video we've done on Muse. This one is Origin of Symmetry. The Black Holes and Revelations video was very well accepted, so I am excited to get into this one because I did enjoy Black Holes and Revelations quite a fair bit. It was nice looking into Muse for the first time, liked quite a few songs on there, had a good time with that record, and I've had a lot of people saying this one's even better. So today we're gonna test that theory, if I can get my whole situation sorted out here. But yeah, first track is Newborn, and we are going to be breaking this into two parts, just to throw that out there right away. But let's get in it with track number one. Already kind of an ominous sound to this. I have a feeling this is going to become a lot less subtle than it is currently, but this intro portion sounds really nice. There we go. Something about to happen. Oh yeah, that's a good bass line going on right there. That's a hell of a transition. Okay. The vocals here really selling it. Just keeps getting heavier. Ooh, we got a guitar solo in here? Damn, this is just spoiling me. The way the chorus comes in, so good. Gonna send it out on some riffs? Alright. I will take you up on that. Very nice outro here. Okay. Yeah, that's a hell of a way to kick it off right there. I guess I was expecting it to pick up a lot right away from that first section, you know. I mean, it was just asking to. The tone of it was very subtle. It was somewhat nuanced, just really away from anything standing out too much, but it had this feeling of just anticipation to it, like it was just keeping you on the edge for something. And then obviously it was, because the song picked up a huge amount later in there, and really the payoff there just did a lot to keep me interested in the entire song as a whole piece. Very great chorus section on there. Loved the heavy riffs, and overall the intro and outro kind of section, the way that song did a lot to fade in, fade out, made it feel very complete. Do I think it needed to be 6 minutes though? Probably not. You could have at least shaved like a minute of that off, made it a little less repetitive though. That's the only thing I'll say I didn't like about it. Lyrically, this has aged very well. Apparently it is about a fear of the evolution of technology, the phenomenon of things growing technologically way faster than people are growing as a society, and the fear of being overrun by technology as an entire race, and that kind of dread of the future. So the very anticipation-led beginning portion makes all the more sense for that reason, and you could look at the rest of the song as kind of the chaos unfolding, but this was made in 2001. So much has happened since then, so really kind of makes the song hit all the more potently for that reason. Bliss is the next one on here. Very nice keys on here going on right away. This has more of a spacey sound to it. Okay. Or maybe not. We got some riffs. Riffs are happening. Yeah, really liking the electronic influence of this one. That mixed with the rock sounds going on here is a very nice pairing. Just a very layered mix here. The vocals are really doing a lot for every song on here so far. He's just conveying a lot of them. Ooh. Damn, that sounds really cool. And these just peaceful sections that it cuts away to like that. Wow. Okay, really cool track there with a cool concept to it as well. This song appears, at least to me, about being envious of someone's positivity, of someone's good outlook on life, of someone's ability to enjoy their life. Maybe our narrator here is just going through a lot of struggles, a lot of hardship, a lot of things that are bringing them down a significant amount, and they know someone, they are around someone, has an incredibly optimistic outlook and is very easily able to brush off issues, and they are somewhat, like I said, envious of their ability to keep carrying on like that. And I think that's a interesting perspective to be writing from, because anyone who has been very down and depressed in their life for a long period of time, I'm sure can relate to that, at least to some extent, you know, depending on your personality and how you perceive things. But the sound of that one, really it seems like they do like a heavier track first and then a more peaceful one second. At least that's been the pattern so far on the two that we've checked out, because this one was far more laid back, far more chill, relaxed than the first one on here. Definitely did a lot less in the way of like heavy, distorted riffs, but it still had some there. This overall so far has less electronic influence and more rock-based influence than Black Holes and Revelations did. Much heavier sound to this one in general, just much more rock-leaning, I guess you could say, but the sections where it would cut away and just become this really spacey mix have these like sparkling sounds placed in with the regular synths that were driving the entire track. That sounded really cool as well, have to give it that. Space Dementia is the next one here, so it's kind of sounding like we got some more sci-fi kind of shit going on. Oh, actually, space dementia is a disease characterized by mental instability and irrational behavior brought on after the individual enters outer space. So, yes and no, I suppose. Apparently, this is a real thing that has happened to astronauts, but maybe more leaning on kind of like a PTSD thing, almost, kind of is the seeming way that I'm picking up on this, and it's not necessarily a confirmed thing. Either way, I'm sure this will be an interesting song topic, so let's go. Really loving this ominous piano section here. They've made very good use of that on this album so far. Oh wow, that's just picking up a fair bit. Oh yeah. That picked up a lot. Vocal performance here is insane. They've managed to give me chills already this early on the album. Oh, that main riff just hits so heavy. The way they're able to transition the sounds so seamlessly, very impressive. I love that piano. Very nice drum rhythm here. Ooh. God damn. This outro is fucking crazy. Wow. Okay, that track was actually fucking insane. Just when I thought it was gonna just stick to what it was doing, it would just get more intense and crazy with its sound and its style as it went along. That really did a lot for the song. That outro just, I don't even know what to say about it. It was so chaotic and noisy towards the end there. Did so much for it. So obviously we already talked about the space dementia term itself, but obviously that's not really a literal term. This seems to be kind of a relationship-centric track, and what he seems to be saying here in the space dementia side of things and the comparison there is that, you know, the person isn't very grounded and needs to come back down to earth, so to speak. You know, it means that they're kind of just off in their own little world, you know, or in space, just kind of floating out there, and they aren't on the same page, I guess is what I'm getting from that. But sonically, man, that was absolutely crazy in its sound. Yeah. I mean, you saw it all there. That really covered all of the bases of the sound that they typically portray in their music, and it did it all really well. So I have to say I appreciate that track quite a bit. Hyper Music is the next one, and by the way, just to throw this out there real quick, we're actually just going to do the first 5 in part 1 here, because track 6 is very long, and we've had 2 6-minute ones already, so that does actually space it out a little bit better. Regardless, Hyper Music is the next one, and then it's still like kind of keeping up with that feedback sound it had. Coming in with some sick riffs already. Ooh, so much more distorted, gritty sounding. Again, you kind of have a duality in a pairing of a lighter and a darker sound here. Ooh. Did you hear some scream vocals in there? God damn. I'm not really sure if that was still Matt Bellamy or not, but damn. This line on here is so nice. The drumming is very crisp here too. Yeah, damn. It gets heavier there. So cool. Dirty sounding. Damn. You hearing this shit? God damn. Just want to say real quick, these songs have been doing a lot more to transition than I remember on Black Holes and... No, never mind. Maybe Black Holes and Revelations did have some really good transition moments. I don't know. Anymore, when I come back to that album and just listen to like a couple songs off of it, now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like it did have some really good transitions. But either way, this one does too, I guess is the best way to put that. Yeah, that one really lived up to the title, and it didn't really do a lot else rather than just stick to its guns and create this absolute fucking banger of a track. The riffs on there hit really heavy, had some super solid drumming carrying the track, and Matt Bellamy's vocal performance on there did so much for it. I'm really loving his vocal presence on this album and the emotion that's very commonly displayed. And the song itself just seems to be about getting some negative emotion out, getting your anger out, not putting up with any bullshit. So of course, that's pretty rad. That's cool. It's cool in it of itself. Plug In Baby is the next one on here. The last one we're going to look at in part 1 once again. Already? What are you doing to me with these fucking riffs, man? Bass on here. Once again, very peaceful sounds going on in the mix. It's a little bit more subtle than the more loud portions of it. Oh, I love this chorus. Really has that early 2000s vibe to it. Damn. The chills are back. The chills have returned. These goddamn falsettos. How does he even do it? They always land the outros. Oh, that one again, man. Fuck, man. They just keep, like, not letting you even get a second to breathe in between these fucking bangers of tracks. I have not disliked a single track on here at all. These are all really good so far. I'm incredibly impressed. I mean, it's not like I didn't like Black Holes and Revelations. I mean, I thought it was a really good album for sure, but yeah, so far, unless this thing is really front-loaded, this is definitely turning out to be the better project in my eyes. So, I found a very interesting interpretation on this one to be that the plug-in baby, as it refers to in the chorus, is his guitar, and then you have crucifies my enemies right after that. When I'm tired of giving, you know? You got that. It seems like this song could be about his use of music and writing music and playing music especially to vent negative emotion and negative feelings and kind of just get it all out. And that is an absolutely fucking beautiful interpretation for a song. If that's what they're going for, I mean, I love it. Very cool track on here. Yeah, just I have no complaints for that. Really brought me back to that, you know, early 2000s rock sound. I'm nostalgic for a lot of stuff in that time period, as I've said on here before. Linkin Park, favorite band of all time, the band that got me into music, you know, and choruses like that kind of remind me of that era of music. Not necessarily Linkin Park in and of themselves, but a lot of the pop rock from that era sounded a lot like the chorus on that track. It just instantly hits me with nostalgia. And you know, what better way to send out that song than having all the guitar feedback at the end of it, if my interpretation is anywhere along the lines of correct. Perfect way to send out this video. So that is all for this one. Like I said, we've got a lot of the longer tracks on this front end here, so we will continue with Citizen Erased in part 2. You can come find that tomorrow. If it's already up, it's linked next to my head, somewhere around in here. It's linked in the description below. It's linked in a pinned comment below as well, so you can find it in all three of those places. But drop a like on the video if you did like what you saw today, and subscribe to the channel for more music related content coming your way. Hit the bell for notifications on that same thing as well. But that is just about going to wrap it up for this one, and I will see you in part 2.